and all edibles. Dara, good afternoon, and thank you so very much for accepting to share information regarding how you started your business with our audience. First thing I must ask you, the name, Oh Edibles. Can you please tell us how you came up with that name?
Edibles is really mimic from the one in the States, edible arrangements. So I decided to say edibles. So when persons look at it, they'll probably think that it's flowers first, but it's all edibles, referring that you can actually eat the product.
Right. And what is interesting is that when you see the product, you wonder if you should really eat the product because it's so pretty.
Yes, that's one of the things that happens. That people want to eat the product, but they also want to look at it. So they tend to have it sitting there for a while before they indulge because it's so pretty.
I noticed that. I want to ask you, how did this idea come about for this business?
The idea came about from, well, I was looking to get into business. I was wondering which area to go into. So I thought of shoes. Then I said, there's so many shoe stores. I thought of hats and, so I went all about it and I said, God, just tell me what to do. And when I looked up on television at the time, I saw an advertisement for edible arrangements in the States. So I said, wow, yes. And I did my research on it and just went full ahead with that. That night, that evening, I ended up going to bed around after 2 because I had so many ideas, some that I hadn't even touched as yet.
Okay. Now, it is said that businesses are created to solve problems. There is a need that a business is set up to solve. Can you tell us what need your business actually solves? Your very edible business.
Okay, my business would solve the problem in getting something healthy, something that you can present for a birthday, anniversary, so basically any occasion. Once you want, it's another alternative to flowers. So you give them something that they can look at first, that is beautiful, and they can consume it, and it's all healthy. So it solves that problem.
Okay, it creates another problem because when I met you first, you started, it was simple. The other day I asked you to send me your catalog, and I sat at my desk and I just got hungry because I was blown away by the variety that you had, but also how you presented those varieties, and they were reasonably priced. I say congratulations on that, and that is called differentiation. Taking a product and changing it up so that it becomes even more attractive and offer greater value for money. And it could not have been easy just starting your business. So can you tell us what was the biggest concern you had regarding your capacity to succeed in this type of business?
Well, just starting out, just not knowing, I have never done anything like that. I really had to do research. So it was about just getting everything together, like containers, how to price, how to preserve the items, how to get the business out there, and it just started with one bouquet. Literally just started with one bouquet. And from the time that went out, it's a building block. From if you saw the bouquet I did first and how people were reacting about it, you can see the growth in the business. You can see the growth in the bouquets. So it just took a bit of time to develop. I've been doing this from since 2011 on and off, and it's just a learning process. Yeah.
Yes. Approximately 12 years, and you have come a long way. Now, what intrigued me, it's not just the quality and the attractiveness of your presentation and the difference that you brought to the market with what you sell. But most people won't know that O Edibles is actually online mainly.
Yes.
You don't have an office you go into and say, this is O Edibles office.
Right.
You took technology and used it, and in so doing, cut out the cost of paying anybody for a building, and yet still being effective. Tell us how you came up with this idea of using technology, because going forward in our era, the use of technology is something that business people need to get involved in. The market is swiftly changing. And so I just need to know if there were challenges you encountered in terms of getting your information out there, and just the kind of feedback you have had and what encouraged you to use the ICT platform as a means of setting up your business, giving yourself a virtual space, which has given you a lot of practical market share. Because although you don't have a physical location, you have a virtual location that has the same and even greater impact than somebody who would set up a building, pay the cost of rent and all the other costs, and yet still, with that advantage, you are having perhaps double the effectiveness of such a person. Talk to me on that, please.
Okay. Well, as you know that our time is about social media. So it's about Facebook, it's about Instagram, it's about WhatsApp. And those are the forums I really utilize majorly. Facebook, as you know, it's huge for businesses. Anybody that wants to get their word out there, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's WhatsApp. For WhatsApp is having a lot of numbers, a lot of contacts, right? So once you have a lot of contacts, you can always create a broadcast list. So I use a lot of broadcasts. So like Father's Day is coming up, I would get my flyer and I send it out like that. And sometimes most persons would decide to share it as well. So that's another set of people who are going to see the ad. Once it's out on Facebook, so many per person, and there's so many areas there that you can do. You can do a sponsored ad on Facebook, right? So then you have a double amount of persons or a triple amount of persons who will see the ad. So those are things that I would advise anybody that has a business to get into and utilize it.
Okay. Now, the concept that you just explained there is called market penetration. And you are doing it in a very, very effective way, because as you said, you send a catalog to me and I sent it to someone else. I say, hey, check this out. And then that person sends it to somebody else in their contact. So it is a very effective, and not just effective, cost-effective way, a means of getting your information out there with minimal cost, because you are, even though you've been in business for 10 years, for more than 11 years, you still want to manage your cost so that your profit would not be eroded by these, like marketing, doing a lot of marketing. And there can be nothing as effective as when you see it's mouth to mouth, as we would say, people passing on. Okay, my final question to you, O Edibles, is this. Where do you see your business 10 years from now?
Interesting. Hopefully franchising at a point in time. I would have different areas as well. I want to put on different parts to it, develop, training, and so on. But definitely I see franchising as one of the biggest thing that I would like to have happen. Yeah.
I'm afraid I would have to ask another question as a result of your answer. Training. When you say training, are you talking about passing on your skill to the next generation?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Dara, it has been a pleasure. I am intrigued with what you do. I am not very creative in that regard. And so I really, really want to commend and compliment you on what you have done. O Edibles is a fantastic idea, and it has proven to be a very successful business. I remember when you used to send out and I started to do business with you. And so for anyone out there who's looking a unique idea for Father's Day, oh, Edibles is where you need to go.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.